If you've ever felt confused instead of clear after spiritual guidance, this isn't a personal failure, and it isn't a lack of intuition. It's a discernment issue. And today, I want to explain what discernment actually is and why it's the missing piece in modern day spirituality, and how you can recognize it in real time. Intuition often feels overloaded, not because something is wrong with you, but because of the environments you're placing yourself in. When you're surrounded by heightened emotional states, constant information, or other people's energetic debris and reactions, your intuitive signal has to compete for clarity. Over time, this creates noise, and that noise can be mistaken for intuition, when in reality, it's interference. This does not mean your intuition is weak. It means it's responding to too many inputs at once. One of the most common distortions is mistaking intensity for truth. Heightened emotional or energetic experiences can feel heightened. Emotional or energetic experiences can feel real because of the intensity, not because they're actually true or accurate. When someone isn't grounded in their physical body, they can mistakenly interpret every high energetic experience as truth. They may mistaken every sensation, emotion, or energetic shift as guidance. In reality, what's happening is a lack of filter. Without that filter of discernment, intensity gets labeled as truth and clarity gets lost. Too much information can congest your field and weaken the clarity that your true intuition provides. More information does not automatically mean more clarity. Let me explain. When you are consistently processing and accumulating information, your true signal gets lost. Accumulating more information doesn't automatically mean more clarity. When you're consistently taking in other people's opinions, teachings, activation, this makes a challenge for your mental processing. Your mental processes are now competing with your intuition. Over time, this creates congestion in your field. And instead of sensing direction, tuning into your intuition, you start analyzing it. Your intuition is quiet, subtle, and precise. It weakens when it's buried under too much noise. You'll recognize intuition by how it feels. It's subtle, steady, calm. Your intuition does not rush you. It doesn't overwhelm you. It gently orients and directs you in the right direction. Nervous system stimulation is significantly different. It stimulates, it's heightened, it's charged up, and it's usually responding to something external. A person, information, an environment. That's your nervous system. This is how you differentiate the two: intuition or nervous system. Intuition arises from within and moves outward. Nervous system stimulation comes from the external and moves inward. When you learn to recognize and feel the difference, discernment comes much easier. Supportive guidance always leads you inward. It helps you build the internal capacity to hold your own experience, to feel your intuition more clearly, and to trust it more deeply over time. When guidance is working, you don't feel smaller or dependent. You feel more connected to yourself, more grounded, and more capable of navigating your own path. On the other hand, guidance that consistently pulls your attention outward towards fixed truths, rigid frameworks, or someone else's interpretation of reality can slowly replace your own intuitive knowing. Instead of strengthening your own intuitive guidance system, it begins to override it. And that's where clarity starts to fade. Something I've noticed over time, especially within spiritual communities and group settings, is how strongly environment and leadership presence can influence people's internal guidance systems. When individuals aren't fully grounded in themselves, it's easy to begin orienting around the emotional or energetic tone of the space rather than one's own inner signal. This isn't inherently good or bad. It's simply a dynamic I've observed across many different events and experiences. Certain environments can feel compelling. Certain individuals can feel very influential. And without strong internal grounding, many may begin to interpret that influx as their own intuition. Over time, this can quietly dull personal discernment, not through force, but through lack of internal anchoring and embodiment. Discernment is an anchoring into yourself. It's knowing your truth. It is not a mental clarity. It is a physical sensation. It shows up as calm direction, not urgency, not reach. The body often knows before the mind does. Discernment is not something you learn from another person. It's something you build. It's a coherence that's cultivated. It's not a mental conclusion. It's a physical sense of coherence. It shows up as calm direction, not urgency, not reaching. The body often knows before the mind does. Discernment is not something you receive from another person. It's something you build, strengthen, and cultivate over time. It's a reference point that you return to because you've remembered how to access it. And when discernment is online, guidance does not replace you. It refines you. It supports clarity without creating dependency. If this brought you clarity, you're welcome to explore more videos on my page.